Cusper, welcome back to Deep Heights. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to do a love reading for you. I'm going to do a lost and found, and I have bones with a spread laid out, so let's get started. I have a good feeling about this. I feel like there's been a shift in your approach to relationships and your idea of what that should be in the long term. Whereas in the past, really what you're moving away from is this impulsiveness, this exaltation, and idealism. When you have these certain ideas that are kind of fleeting moments with someone and you're riding the high of how it feels, just when you meet someone, but when it gets difficult, you're out the door. You're like, yeah, no, this isn't how I really planned on things being, and this is a little bit too difficult for me. You're just not the one for me, right? And you kind of go from one thing to another, or you could be having or have had impossible expectations about what it means, or and you're looking back on your relationships in the past and you're kind of like, yeah, not that you need to ever lower your expectations, but relationships can be challenging and difficult, and it's not always easy, and we're not always going to feel that honeymoon phase of being in love. When you've been in a long-term relationship, you have good years and you have bad years, years that you grow or they grow in different ways and you grow in different ways, and you expect to go together, but you have that foundation, that love that's never, that light that's never dimmed, you know, that's more than idealistic. It's real. It's something very real. But I do feel that you have this sense of maturity, that you're not interested in the chase anymore or being chased. And what we have that's found is fulfillment, practicality, and excitement. This fulfillment is the Saturn in Sagittarius, which I really like. And with this practicality, this moon in Capricorn, this excitement here is Mercury in Gemini. And I feel like your desires are are more mature, that you want to be able to have a real conversation with someone who can have a conversation with you, of being not necessarily understood and completely understood, but to be able to talk, to share, this ability to communicate. And I really like this card, just the imagery here. I feel like you want to tell everyone. I feel, or they want to tell everyone. You're both, I feel, if you are in a relationship or you are soon coming into a relationship, it's going to be very exciting, but it's more grounded, and whereas in the past those moments were more fleeting, and the difference in between something that's fulfilling, when you share, when you have this shared experience, you're not just giving of yourself and your energy and your love and your time, your care, your touch, your body, and having it just taken. It's shared. That real intimacy, that's real, that's earthy, and it's natural. It's fulfilling. Some of you may eventually have like a farm, with this person, or maybe living on, where you're doing a lot of gardening, a lot of working outside with animal husbandry and family. Honey with these bees, a lot of sweetness, and it's very difficult, or what, we're like, oh yeah, it would just be my dream. We could have, a little farm. But you know how hard that work is? It never ends. If you're going to grow your own food, you have to put in effort and work. And it's the same thing, with a relationship. You have to put in the work. You realize that now. And how fulfilling that is. Like when it's the most challenging thing that you've ever done, but it's also becomes the most fulfilling when you feel good when you go to bed at night. That you don't have to worry about what they're doing, and you know that's the worst feeling in the world, when you're in a relationship with someone and you know that they're not faithful, and their eye wanders. You go to dinner and he's staring at the woman, at the table, two tables down, and listening to other people's conversations, and has more conversation with complete strangers than they do with you, and treat you like garbage. Rant much, right? On the bottom of the deck, we have versatility, and at the split, we have this drama. And this is what I'm talking about, this ability to navigate around. And I feel like whatever dramas that you've had in the past, this is Mars and Leo, which is like the, I think of like the 5 and 6 of Wands kind of together, this energy here that's very combative, very difficult, very ego driven partners in the past, or even parts and aspects of your own self that you're able to much easier navigate around that. Where if you've got an ex coming in, because every time that you're getting into a healthy place, you know, it's almost comical how the ex comes back. You know, you look better, you look good, you're happy, you're no longer interested in them and their bullshit, and here they come, you know, knocking at the door. You know, and you're able to just be like, nah, and just slip on over them. You know, because you're like, you know, this is Sun and Gemini here, very intelligent. You're like, you know, I don't want that anymore. You're not screaming anymore. You don't want to argue anymore. And below this drama, there's affair. You know, if you were dealing with someone in the past who was unfaithful, and beneath, you know that they're unfaithful. You know that they're garbage, or you know that you don't want to be in those types of relationships. That you're just done. You know, you're kind of done with the bullshit, and that's fantastic. Everybody should be done with the bullshit, but we have to go through the bullshit to realize what the bullshit is, right? Yeah. I got the Labyrinth deck, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. You know, I'm a big fan of the Labyrinth of Brian Froud, and I watched that movie so much as a little girl. I still watch that movie when I need something, you know, to relax and just watch something that's wonderful. So let's use the Labyrinth deck. This new Labyrinth deck. Let's see. I want to see a little bit more about you and about where you're at, and then we'll move into your person. Show me my cusper, please. Oof. A lot of cards. I'm going to have to pull these out because they don't shuffle very well. Keep coming out. Okay. Show me my cusper. In love. On the Knight of on the Knight of the deck, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Five of Swords, the Fool, and the Magician. Wow. You see, you know, she's leaving this behind, this energy that's petty is the word that I want to use. That's like low, I even want to say like low class, even though that sounds like a very terrible thing to say, but something that's just trashy is the word, is the better word. Like people who are trashy in their speech, they're trashy in their love, they're trashy with their energy, with their intimacy, the things that it's just, you know, it's just trashy. And I don't think that's a class distinction. You know, some of the trashiest people I know are extremely wealthy. But it's leaving that behind and going towards the things that you want and the things that you want to create. And really, you know, you have Sarah here going towards Jared, and she meets him, you know, in battle, and she overcomes him as the fool. You know, she goes into his world. You're not afraid to go into an unknown world because you have no power over me, right? It has no power over you anymore, the past or anything that would try and manipulate you and your love and your energy. I really like this with this Knight of Cups and this Two of Pentacles below that. I love this Two of Pentacles. Oh, it's the Three of Pentacles, sorry. Even better, you know, because this is Mars in Capricorn. So you have this, I like this Knight of Cups because he's looking in at this cannonball, and like, you know, the cannon has been shot, you know, and he's looking back in it. Love can be destructive, right? the Knight of Cups. The Three of Pentacles, I love it in the Thoth deck because it's, it's coming up out of the water. You're using your will, your wits, your passion to get you up out of any kind of ways of emotion that have had you stuck in the past. I'm just repeating what we already said, but I wanted to use that deck. Okay. Who is my cusper dealing with? Who is this person in love? Their partner. Not the old one. Not the trashy one. No. The one that helps you, not helps you, the one where you just feel good, you feel calm, that you see that you know the future with, that you just know. You recognize them. You don't get to know them. You know them already. It unfolds because it's all already there. Show me the partner of my cusper, please. Tell us a little bit about them. Seven of Pentacles. They work very hard. They have a lot of patience. They're very earthy. Talking about that gardening. The Seven of Pentacles in the traditional deck, they're sitting there and they're waiting. This person has a lot of patience, doesn't have any problem putting in the work and the effort. They know that when you sow the seed, you plant the seed, you must water it. It needs sun. You have to protect it. You don't manipulate it. You protect it. You guide it to its growth, to its fruition, till it's time to be harvested. The Queen of Wands. They have a lot of passion, this person, man or woman. A lot of sexual energy as well. The Star on the bottom of the deck. They're brilliant. I want to say mindfuck, and I think that that's a little inappropriate, but the intimacy between the two of you is more than physical. It's psychological. It's mental as well. They know exactly what to say to you. They really turned you on, the way that they talk. And you, them, they're very turned on by your speech. They want to hear. Wow, the Chariot. The Moon on the bottom of the deck. Let me get one more. May I have one more, please? The Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Swords popped out as well. Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck here. Let me take a look at this. So we have the Seven of Pentacles for them, Queen of Wands, the Chariot, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. They think a lot. They think a lot. They're very dedicated to their craft, whatever that may be. So I'm saying, like, they don't have any, they're not a lazy person. They're not going to put in a little bit of effort and then they don't get the results they see, and then they're going to just leave. No. They have some anxiety, which we all have some anxiety. They have some fear. They're a perfectionist, this person. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer, and most of the Cancer people I know are very hard workers, and they are perfectionists. They're very feeling, very sensitive. This person is very sensitive to you and to their feelings, but they're also very mental. They're a good conversationalist. You know, you can feel them when they enter a room. They change the temperature of the room, this person. They're hard on themselves, though. They push themselves very hard. What are their intentions towards my cusper? Wow, we have the Star and the Princess of Swords. Hanged Man again on the bottom of the deck. A lot of Aquarian, a lot of mental energy here with this Nine of Swords. I feel like this person just absolutely loves to talk to you. the conversations that you have together, they just want to talk. They want to hear your voice. They love the sound of your voice. They love your laughter. It's like medicine for them. Your ideas and the exchanges that you have. They want to learn from you. Seeing like this person is very committed to you. They could be an Aquarian, but they're like a knight. I don't know, like a knight of the word. Very interesting. What does Spirit want my cusper to know? Wow, we have the Empress and the Two of Wands. Everything good takes time. I feel like it might take a little time, but the timing is right, for sure. But the two of you coming together has a lot of potential for growth. Very fertile. A family here. You know, how at the beginning, like, saying like, you know, having a farm, having a family, something that's very, very fulfilling, very exciting with this Two of Wands. It's like you come together and it just grows. You know, the Empress is the 3. You know, so there's Two of Wands coming together and you get this 3 that's completely natural, earthy growing. You know, this Venusian, earthy Venus energy that's dirty, you know, and the dirt. Very beautiful. I want to get an animal energy for your person. I really like this. I like this, the way that this feels. Sorry, way too many cards. May I get an animal energy, please, for my cusper's person? Wow, the country came out there. My cusper's person. I'm from Louisiana. We have the hawk and the raccoon on the bottom of the deck. Oh, I like this person. You like this person. They have very clear, very keen vision, very keen sight, very mental. They see things, they fly, they're very daring, they fly higher than others. Like, I feel like a lot of Aries a little bit here with this card, with this hawk. They're a little bit savage, very earthy though, very, very natural, and savage in the best way. Like, you know, in Braveheart when he goes and he meets the princess and he was like, I'm not ignorant, but I am a savage, you know. This person does like to spend time alone. A little bit is necessary for them. Don't worry if you don't when they need to spend time alone. You know, it isn't because they don't want to spend time with you. It's just that they need to. That they like to, I don't know, to fish, to hunt, to be out in nature, to go out. I don't know, whatever they do, man or woman. I'm feeling masculine energy here though, so you could take that how you wanted it if you're the man watching this and this is your energy. It's necessary for you to have time alone. So if you are the cusper man, it's maybe with your partner, just like, you know, a little reassurance, because we women, we like a little reassurance. Hey, I love you. I just need some time. I'm gonna go do my man things. Don't worry, baby. That does no harm at all. Communication, you know, is the killer. Poor communication is a killer in most relationships. All right. Let me get a card for my cusper, please. Card for my cusper. Well, the earthworm came out with the deer. I like the earthworm energy, you know, because they aerate the dirt and they move and they go through and they've got all these minerals, you know. And here with this deer. there's a fragility about you, this energy, because then I would say the hawk is the very masculine, and then this deer and earthworm is the very feminine. So take that how it resonates for you, man or woman. Apply it accordingly. But this, whoever this is speaking about, this is an energy that needs to be protected. Very, very intelligent, very keen itself. You know, the deer are always aware, always listening. They never sleep in this life because there's so many predators. Protect life, I want to say. This is life that needs to be protected. Easily abused. This feminine, the energy here has had a lot of difficulty in relationships. Vulnerable. A little bit of self-worth issues, which you can kind of see in the beginning here if I'm talking to you as the woman, the cusper watching this, you know, letting that go, that need to bring in this versatility, moving around that energy. Okay. And I feel like this masculine type of energy here with this hawk and this feminine deer with this earthworm, that it does have the capacity to protecting each other, you know, because this energy can see a threat coming from a mile away, come swooping in, you know. It's very fulfilling and exciting, you know, because the hawk knows the skies and the earthworm, this energy, it knows the underneath, the depth. I love that. What do these animals have to say to each other if the hawk would be eating the worm, you know, the birds? The early bird gets the worm, right? Really like that. That contrast in between that very masculine and very feminine energy when they come together. It's appropriate and very beautiful. Okay. What have you to say to my cusper about this love? Wow, returning. Wow. The natural and spontaneous process of transformation and renewal. Rationalizing is a risk and a test of the spirit. There is no proof or experience, only knowing. Isn't that awesome? It makes me think about that reading that I did yesterday, that Catching Fire. I've never had this card, so this is appropriate. Maybe you should watch that if you haven't. There is no proof or experience, only knowing. 24 is 6, which is the Lover's card, which rules Gemini, and we have this Sun in Gemini, this Mercury in Gemini, and we had this Sun in Gemini here with this versatility as well. The choices that we make. I don't know if this is a return for someone from someone in the past, in this life, or other lifetimes, or it's hard to say. It would be different for everyone. But this returning, I feel like, is as you come together, you continue to return to each other because you constantly choose, you constantly know. You return to each other through time. Line 2 is recognition. Line 3, the addict. Addicted to one another's energy, addicted to the differences, the contrasts. It balances. Oh wow. In the back, we have this wall, this brick wall. Infinite doors going within. Maybe if there was resistance in the past, difficulty in the past. I don't know. Maybe that's for you, each of you individually. I'm going to get a sister. What have you to say, sisters? What did he just say to my cusper? Trying to make these a little shorter, but y'all know I like to talk. I definitely like to talk about love, so. Intellect. And wishes. Maybe that's like that returning. I don't know. This intellect. I'm telling you. It's a meeting of the minds for the two of you. But beyond just a meeting of the minds. Very passionate. You know, for me, it's, I mean, not just for me, but, it's not enough. The physical just isn't enough. If there's no psychological, if there's no connection, if we can't have a conversation, everything else is going to be garbage. If there's no, but it's more, it's not just an intellectual compatibility or just physical or emotional, it's that whole thing, but you have to make it work too. Think that you definitely have to make it work here. Oh, you have the best conversations, and we have wishes on the bottom of the deck. This card kind of looks Christmas-y to me, even though that's like Moscow up there. It looks like Tartarian. The Great Tartaria. That Mudblood stuff is so fascinating. I don't know if I necessarily believe it, but it's definitely interesting. Anyway, that's kind of like what that reminds me of. Maybe it reminds me of something Christmassy about that time. Alright, let's get final advice from the Thoth deck. Spirit's advice to my cusper concerning this romance. Final advice for my cusper. It's the Nine of Wands reversed. So definitely not fighting anymore. Knight of Pentacles. The Art card reversed. Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Oh, my left leg is completely asleep. I don't have to move it. I don't think I can move it by myself. Alright. Slow and steady. Being very practical. Don't rush in. Don't do too much at one time. I feel like it's almost like an experiment, where you're going to have to try different things and try it out. If you're growing new, I don't know, if you're growing new, what would you call it? New things, right? So you're growing something you've never grown before from seed, and you're trying to get the water right, or it's not flowering or not producing enough, or maybe one just anyway, you get what I'm saying? Take it slow, because it should unfold naturally. Three of Swords here. I feel like this is pain from the past, these old, keep that past where it belongs in the past and learn the lessons from them, from other relationships. Don't bring the past to the present either. Don't, if you're, don't bring, this person is not your ex, or your ex, and you aren't the same person that you were in those relationships either. Just heard the song Epiphany. It's always raining in my head. I was watching Soft White Underbelly, which I love. Mark I love those. I binge them. And it was a newer one, and it was this young transgender woman, and she was exceptionally intelligent. I was really, really impressed. And she said that throughout her life, and she's only like 18, that she had fantasized and romanticized melancholy. And I was like, wow, this 18-year-old child learned something that it took me almost 40 years to understand about myself and my feelings. You know, this drama from the past. Cusper, I know how deep you are, how you feel. I know and I understand those inexplicable depths of feeling. You've got to be able to move around that and allow room for growth and joy. This person has something to show you, that you've never seen, things that you'll feel that you've never felt, a different point of view, a different perspective. Allow this to happen and to unfold. You know, the things that didn't work out in the past, the things that left you weak, the things that left you utterly heartbroken, that isn't this. I like this person for you. This person likes you. This person is in love with you, will protect you, and you feel inspired to offer that to them. You protect each other. It's important to have in this world. Grounding. Letting go is on the bottom of the deck. A lot of earthy energy here. And we have reunion of souls with this returning. You've known each other before, you and this person. I like this earthworm energy because, you know, when things go back to the earth, you know, the rotting earth, you know, the processes, you know, things get broken down and become nutrients for the next things to grow. Let that shit go, Cusper. Let that shit go. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I wish you happiness in this love situation.